Hello, welcome. Bo's gonna play something weird.
It technically is really weird. Oh, sorry, I gotta start over again. It was Clowncore.
Okay.
That song was called Toilet, off the album Toilet, which they recorded in a porta potty.
There you go.
In
Oh, I
2018.
saw this. I've seen this
Yeah.
video. Yeah. I didn't actually listen to it.
And then the second or the third.
Did you share it with me?
I think I probably did years ago because it came out in 2018.
Okay.
And then in 2020, they produced the record Van, where they created music in a van.
Yeah.
Or at least the video is. And they're in like clown masks.
Yeah.
And no one knows who they are, but there's stipulation. And we'll talk about that.
Stipulation? I don't think that's the right word.
Whatever. There's rumor.
Conjecture?
Conjecture. I don't know words. I'm not an English teacher.
Stipulation?
Whatever. Make fun of me.
No, I'm just trying to figure out what word you were going for.
Yeah.
Welcome to Two Tunes Podcast.
Welcome to Two Tunes.
So I saw the musical Cabaret last night. Have you seen this?
Didn't you talk about this?
I said I would talk about it this week. I saw it last. Well, I guess as of.
I don't know anything about Cabaret.
Okay.
I know what a cabaret is.
The guys who did Chicago,
Yeah.
Cabaret and Chicago are probably their two most famous.
Yeah. Those two people.
Candor and Ebb.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are they still alive?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, or one of them is. I think one of them just collaborated with Lin-Manuel Miranda on something. So it is based on. So okay, the musical is based on a movie, and the movie is based on a book.
Yeah. Welcome to the entertainment industry.
Yeah. The book is Goodbye to Berlin, which is by Christopher Isherwood. He's a British writer, and it's about his time in like Weimar Republic, Germany. Okay. So like 1929 to 1932, and like the rise of the power of the Nazis and all that kind of stuff. And one of the main characters, Sally Bowles, she's kind of the character itself has become kind of famous beyond things. Liza Minnelli portrayed her in the movie. I think that just like that kind of like iconic kind of Sally Bowles haircut kind of thing, like the bob and the whatever, kind of become kind of famous. But the whole thing is like, it's interesting. I'm still like processing it. So the folks that did it was Theodore Harrisburg. They did a great job with it. But like just the thing itself is kind of interesting. So the whole thing is, there's this cabaret. It's called the Kit Kat Club, and this like nightclub kind of thing. And the whole thing is just that like you're seeing these stories of these people that are living through this stuff and how they cope with, just life at that time, and also, the rise of the Nazis and the hatred and the different things that were happening in Germany. And so there's like satire, and there's like really dark humor and things that happen. So it's kind of interesting. Part of me wishes it was done in like a slightly different way, like where, so it's supposed to be this interplay where there's like the things at the nightclub and like the songs that they sing and the dances that they do are like, it's like, hey, in here, inside this club, like everything is beautiful and everything is fine. Like, don't worry about outside, like leave your troubles at the door. Come on in, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you can't,
mm-hmm.
right? Cause like that stuff doesn't go away just cause you're in here, drinking and partying and whatever. And so like, the general conceit is like that, okay, there's this other, you see the lives of the people happening, but then also you see this stuff in the club, and it's also it's kind of supposed to be mirrored in a way, and like representative of each thing. And I don't know, I'm not explaining this well, but like, I don't know. I kind of wish that it was more, I don't even know. More comment. I don't know. Something about that you'd have to see it, I guess, to maybe like understand a little bit more. But
yeah,
I wish that maybe the commentary stuff that they're giving from like the stage of the club was more integrated with, like, it was less like, here's this thing and then here's this thing. I wish it was more like integrated in a way, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do, like, this is not a commentary on the production that I saw.
Yeah.
The production that I saw was great. I'm talking about like the show, the way
show.
that the show is constructed and whatever.
Yeah, I understand.
And like it kind of does it. It's also been revised a bunch.
Yeah.
Like every version that exists, including revivals and other versions and like the movie and whatever, have all changed something. So like this version that they did, I don't know which version it was exactly, but a couple of my friends who are in it were saying, oh, this version we're doing doesn't have this one song that we like, and instead it has this other song. And as I was reading the Wikipedia thing, it was like that too. And then there's like a song that was one or two songs that were added for the movie, and then some of those have been added to some of the revivals and different things. So it's a thing like that as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that affects what I saw either.
You'd have to talk to the directors. And
Yeah.
Which version did you do?
Yeah. But yeah, I almost wish it was like a little more. Have you seen Chicago?
Yeah.
So it's the same folks, or at least the same folks who wrote like the music and whatever. But like, and you can kind of see the like groundwork for Chicago, where like there's some similarities and stuff, and plus like the musically it takes place around the same time. But with Chicago, you get the story, but then you also get some of like it kind of cuts back and forth between things, and like they tell a story, but it's meant to be like you're sort of, it's a show. It's like I'm really explaining this poorly.
Yeah.
I just wish it. I guess I wish the whole thing was more.
If you want to be musical explained to, you could listen to the podcast Musical Explaining.
Yeah, I just think it's.
Or sorry, Musical Splaining.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm. Because I'm like a little over 12 hours having seen this, so I'm still trying to figure it out. I guess maybe more that like the real world action, if it was seen more through the lens of like this is like a vignette or a play you're seeing at the club or something, that kind of makes sense. I don't know, and then maybe it becomes more real or something. I don't know. If I could go back to like 1966, I'd have notes for the guys.
Yeah,
but anyway, the production I saw was great. Everybody did a good job.
So from the little research that I just did while you were explaining this, yes, the musical came out in 1966, and you said it was based on a
movie called I Am a Camera, and I Am a Camera is a play.
Hold on.
Sorry, it's a movie then.
So I Am a Camera came out in 1951, which is based on the book
Goodbye to Berlin,
which came out in 1939.
Correct.
Which probably had a lot more to do with Nazi Germany than this show.
What show? Cabaret?
Yes.
No,
like more.
There's Nazis in it, man.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. Probably like more.
Like there's a moment.
Because you sift down and it's like, oh, we're gonna get rid of that, and we're gonna get rid of this. And if it's like based on the movie, or if it's a combination of these two things, and be like, well, I like this about the book, and I like this about the movie. And like,
because I just read the book.
You
pretty recently.
Did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So never mind. You know that more.
Yeah. And there was things I'm like, oh yeah, that happens there, and like this happens.
So in the book is a lot more Nazi stuff.
Well, sort of.
Well, actually, no. It's happening in 1939.
It's like the rise of the Nazis.
Yeah.
So he was there in like the early 30s. So like Hitler's starting to come to power essentially. Like this guy's name is coming out, and you see the swastikas and the different things.
Yeah.
And that's one of the plot points in the thing is like. He meets this guy and he's making friends with him, and like he thinks he's on like the right side of things, and then realizes like, oh, he's actually a Nazi. And then they realize that like, oh, more of their friends and more of their people are like either straight up Nazis or just like sympathizing with those people, or they're also like, well, those are the people that are going to be in power. I might as well just go along with it. You know what I mean? Just how that stuff starts, you know? But yeah, it's just something about the construction of the whole thing that just didn't quite jive with me. I don't know. There were some really interesting moments. Like there's a thing where they're doing, it's like it starts act 2 where they're it's the like the dancers from the club and stuff, and like the MC character where they're like doing this like whole big dance thing, and then they do this like kick line thing, and then it turns into like goose stepping. And there's like stuff like that. And there's another moment which as I was reading the thing, there's a song that they sing that's like something about the fatherland and whatever.
Okay.
And in like an original version, it was sung by somebody in the cast, and then they came up with this thing of having it played like or having it play like on a record player sung by like a boy soprano.
Okay.
And then that's how they did it in this version as well. And then later on, they're at like this party celebrating the wedding of this one couple, but like one guy is Jewish. That's also where you find out that the other guy is a Nazi. It's like a whole thing. And then they all kind of break out into song about that, and then like they're screaming it at the Jewish guy basically. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's interesting. It also has like, it's like there's these dark undertones and stuff, you know what I mean? Because it's like from this like nightclub culture in that time, and
a more accepting place.
Yeah, accepting, but also like still, it was kind of like a seedy time and like different stuff. So I'm like,
no, I'm just like
hair's like sitting weird.
It is because I'm like, have I seen you without a hat on before? I'm like, yes,
like
I
with
have
my
to.
hat hair,
but not with hat hair. It looked weird. For
just
those at home, he
took
his hat off, and I'm like, that's a weird haircut you got there. What's going on?
Yeah. So anyway, so like it also like it seems to like the Nazi stuff or whatever. It's like in there and it's like sprinkled in. I just feel like there's like a moment where all of a sudden things like really take a turn, and it didn't feel like it kind of worked its way up to that. I guess
deserved.
Yeah. I don't know.
Gotcha.
But it's interesting. For sure. And the music's like, there's really good music. I knew a good amount of the songs.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't realize that like one of the most iconic songs from that, which is called Maybe This Time, was not originally from that. It was from something else. And then they added it, I think they added it into the movie maybe, and then now it's just become part of the thing. This was me reading Wikipedia at like 12:15 in the morning. So like
a lot of the reason that you would change it, like, so it's a book, it's a movie, it's a musical movie, and you're always going to edit some way.
Yeah.
But then with the musical, it's like, we're adding music. Okay, that's the new thing,
right?
And you make it into a
even
movie.
like they're saying, when they release like a musical as a movie, they'll sometimes write a new song.
And the reason is
because then it's different, and you can get more butts and seats and get more ticket sales
and get awards for the thing that you added.
True, I didn't think about that.
Because like there's adaptation, that's an award, but it's like you're not going to get like the prestigious one. But if you add a new song, then we can put the original song for it and be like, then we got that Oscar going.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then you put it back on Broadway, and then they was like, oh, the new revival.
Yeah.
And it's like with new music.
Yeah.
Because what you were talking about is like, oh, they're working with Lin-Manuel Miranda. It's New York, New York. So, and it's like additional lyrics with Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
There you go.
But I'd say people should go see it, but they won't hear this in time. But
no, they won't. It'll be long.
You should go see it. Go check it out.
Yeah. I watched The Shining last night.
The original?
Yeah. Yes.
Is there a new one? I don't even know.
Well,
there's a sequel.
There was which is also really good.
Dr. Sleep.
Dr. Sleep. It's really good. But I was watching The Shining. Don't want to get sued. Don't you mean The Shining? You know that one, right?
What's it from?
The Simpsons.
Okay.
When what's the
when they buy the house or whatever?
No, like it's like, oh, you've got the Shining. It's like, isn't it The Shining? No, do you want to get sued? And it's what's the groundskeeper
Willie?
Yeah, and he's like, what, with his thick Scottish accent. And it's like, it's The Shining. You want to get sued? Anyways, so we're watching that. Musically, it's a really bad movie. There's really cool music to it, but it's all like the same tone. The reason I'm explaining this is like, so in my class, I have to analyze movie scenes. So now I'm like starting to pay attention a lot more. Right. And I did the one where he sees the twins and then it like flashes to the twins, even though I don't really think they're twins, by the way. They just dressed up the same.
Yeah.
But then they're like in blood, and there's the axe, and then like they're back to normal, and then there's blood, and it's like but he's on the big wheel. And in the process of that, like he goes down the hallway, and before he gets to the end of the hallway, there's this hit, like musical hit. He hasn't turned, but there's a musical hit. And then he turns down the hallway, and we're still there, and then there's another musical hit, and then there's the cut. Like they don't line up. So basically we're supposed to be like, well, how would you change it? It's like, I'd make all these things line up.
Yeah.
And like, as he's turning the corner to see where the twins are, you hear, like, before you can see the twins, there's a gong hit. And like there's a wash as you're like starting to see the girls, but like it's not like jarring and like.
Is it like
yeah
Penderecki or something?
What? Who scored it?
Yeah,
it's Wendy Carlos and I forget, and somebody else. I forget who else the person is.
For some reason I thought they like his music or something.
Is that a classical piece? Because there's no classical music in that one. If you're thinking like Kubrick.
Yeah.
Because with 2001 he used.
No, I know he used like classical music in there. I was just thinking Penderecki's. He's like a more modern person.
But anyways, watch that, and then it's a good movie, but it's also a bad movie. And also, like, I was being like, well, I know Stephen King doesn't like this, so like, why doesn't he like it? And he's like, well, like, with Wendy, it's very misogynistic.
Kubrick's The Shining uses 6 pieces of Penderecki's music.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I was right. I don't know how he uses it or where he uses it. But yeah,
I'll have to listen to him and
some of his stuff in there.
Figure out, but a lot of it is Wendy Carlos, and then some big band stuff.
Penderecki, I think is how you say it.
Okay,
he's Polish.
Gotcha. So what was it getting to? So there's that where she just kind of like plays very one-dimensional characters, just like always just like, oh, like like my husband, he's fine even though he is an angry drunk and hurts people. But is always scared. It's not really, it's a very one-dimensional character. And then with Jack Nicholson's character of Jack Torrance, there's not really an arc to him. Like it's like there's maybe one scene where you're like, oh, he's a good guy, but most of the time when he's talking to Wendy, he's like, oh, you're an asshole. Yeah. Like, I hope you die. Like there's not, like, it's not a tragedy,
right? In
the sense where the original book is a tragedy, because it's like, I'm, like I have this demon in me, and it's alcohol, because it's Stephen King.
Yeah.
Where it goes like, and then he kind of like the Stanley Hotel, that's the real hotel. So it's the Overlook Hotel is the fictional version of it. Takes, like tears him apart in a way. And then he starts to lose it. They did in 90 something, they did make a TV miniseries like they did with The Stand of that. And Stephen King, I believe, directed it.
Okay.
So it's more like, no, we have to like this guy, because when he dies, then it's like, it means something. There's a story arc to him, instead of like, he was an asshole, and every scene he's an asshole, and he's an alcoholic. And it's just like, well, I don't care if he dies or not.
Yeah.
Instead of like, there's a lot of really cool and visual things. But then while I was watching it, I was like, oh, this is the part in Dr. Sleep. Have you seen Dr. Sleep?
I haven't seen either one.
I think they're on HBO, both of them. Definitely The Shining, because I watched it. But they go back to the Stanley or the Overlook Hotel.
Yeah.
So, and it's, I don't know if it's because I know the outside, it's a real place, but I don't think the inside is a real place, because a lot of it was just like filmed in studios. So they might have just like, oh, we'll just rebuild it from pictures. And so you can see it's like, oh, and then they flash back to the Kubrick version of it. And
is Ewan McGregor in that?
Yeah.
Is he the kid?
He plays Danny Torrance. Yeah.
He's the little kid.
Yeah, he's the little kid.
Big wheel.
With the shining. With the shinin.
With the shinin.
With the shine. There is one thing, the what's the term? It's magical black characters. There's a term for it that I can't think of it.
Yeah.
Where, and there's a movie about it as well.
Yes.
Either way, whatever the thing is, it's like, this is one of those movies that kind of portrays that. It's like, he's a person of color, so he's magical. And it's like, okay. There's a thing.
Well, there's a
comedy.
There's an old term.
Yes. That is racially insensitive.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just say like magical black character. Yeah. That's the whole point, is that this,
like,
it's a trope.
What's the other, the Legend of Bagger Vance? That's one of them.
The Green Mile.
Yeah. So a lot of Stephen King.
Yeah.
He's the guy that's perpetuating it. It's
like,
well, he's going to be person of color. So, anyways, so we're here to talk about two tunes, and you're first.
I'm first.
You're first with Not Your Clown Core.
Off-Road Minivan.
Off-Road Minivan.
Yeah, so these guys are a side project of a band called Fit for a King.
Okay.
And it's the bassist from Fit for a King is the lead singer of Off-Road Minivan. So Fit for a King is a little heavier. These guys are not as much, at least comparatively. And then this is their second album that this tune is from, which came out. When did it come out? Last year? Can you look that up for me?
Where can I go?
So the album is called May This Keep You Safe from Harm. It's on Tooth and Nail Records, which is how I
2023
know about them. Okay, so yeah, a year ago. So Tuck O'Leary is the front man for Off-Road Minivan. Again, like I said, he's the bassist for Fit for a King. And this album is like a really personal one for him and the band in general. Like a lot of the songs are really influenced by like a lot of different things. So even the title itself comes from a thing within his family. So he said, when his grandfather joined the military and was going off to war, my grandma gave him a Bible with a metal cover on it. And on the front, it said, "May this keep you safe from harm," which is where the album title comes from. And the idea was that like, if you kind of keep it by your heart, even if you got shot, it would maybe protect you.
Yeah.
And he himself, like Tuck has that Bible now. He used to carry it with him a lot, like on the road and different stuff. But now he has it tattooed like on his chest for his heart and stuff. And so like, that's where the album title comes from. And trying to find somewhere he has in about, so this particular song, Basement, trying to think where he says. So as he was writing it, Evan, who's another member of the band, was talking about the loss of his friend Alex, who the name Alex comes up in this song. And he says, when it was done, when the song was done, he showed it to Alex's mom to get her blessing because they mentioned him. And the song isn't about why they passed, but the message is that you'll just get better. I miss you and you're a great man. So that's essentially what the song is about. And throughout this album, I really like this album. I like both of their albums a lot. I just think they're really good songwriters and really good songs and stuff. But throughout this album, there's like different like recordings of like just people like just talking like different things. And he recorded his family like over like a year and a half, took like little voice memos of different things, either specifically like them talking about a thing or like sometimes just like, I'm just going to record this moment or whatever stuff. And so that's kind of sprinkled throughout. So it's again, I really, really like the album. I had a hard time picking a song really, because it's kind of like how it was with the Carly Cosgrove one from a couple weeks ago. It's like, I just like all these so much. So I just kind of picked this one. This is the second track. But the first track's more like piano driven and stuff. And this one starts with piano, but then goes into more of the guitars and different stuff. So I felt like, well, it's not the first, we'll often sometimes pick the first track. It's like, well, it's the first one you heard or whatever. So I picked the second track because it's more, it's like, oh no, this is the sound full on of what the band is and stuff. So yeah, this is Basement by Off-Road Minivan. Another album for me too, like no skips, like just sit, listen to it the whole way through, and just
what I was gonna say, this kind of reminds me of the same the same kind of bands that like Heart Attack Man and Super American And what's the Canadian band that I went to tour, or that was on that tour? Anyways, like those type of bands. This could fit well on a tour with them. Do they get heavier on the other songs?
Some.
Okay. Or more like faster, I should say.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll just get better.
If I recall listening to their first album, I think their first album is like more this, like a little more chill-ish. Even though it's like, distorted guitars and whatever. Like, yeah. I think they have some faster ones though.
Macaulay Culkin's voice, it's at the line department, Sanderson. There's castles in the sky again. Tell me about the cruiser buried Bavarian cemetery. These were just a couple songs, but I'll remember everyone. You'll just get better.
I wish with those drum hits silences that like it got cleaner.
Okay.
Like the hits are awesome.
Yeah.
But there's maybe if the guitars went away completely, or if they were cleaner. I don't know. Something like that. Like I understand what's going on, like da 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 da.
Yeah.
But it's just like there's too much going on in between those hits. Who's Alex?
That was a friend of the one player who passed away.
Okay. And then back when we played Chatham Fest, Macaulay Culkin's voice had said, "The line department sent us in. There's castles in the sky again." What is that reference to? Because it's in quotes.
Yeah. Well, doesn't he say something about songs?
I've been sitting in your basement with the demons you've been chasing, screaming, come back, come back.
Right after that part, though, the
right after the Macaulay thing. So tell me about the cruiser berry Bavarian cemetery. These were just a couple songs, but I'll remember everyone.
Yeah, so I wonder if that's what it is.
Maybe they're
in quotes or songs.
Yeah, but I'm just like because when I think Macaulay Culkin, I think of a movie. So like those are movies, and like the line department sent us in. Probably super specific to them.
Yeah.
But I don't know what Macaulay Culkin movie they're talking about. Because like, what are the? So obviously there's Home Alone, and then was he in The Good Son?
Yes.
With Elijah Wood.
Yes.
And he was not the good son. He's like, check this out. Here, I got this dummy. Let's throw it into traffic.
Yeah.
But the line department sent us in. There's castles in the sky again. Unless he did a voice for like, because when I said there's castles in the sky again, I'm thinking of Miyazaki.
Okay. Yeah, maybe. I was trying to think, you were asking about like a heavier song.
Yeah.
So like 2 tracks later, there's a song called Pity Sex. That one's a little harder. I don't know, it's much faster, but it's definitely like a harder kind of thing. Yeah, but I really dig it. I like both their albums. I haven't listened to much Fit for a King, but I like Off-Road. So what do you got for us today, Bo?
I'm searching up the lyric that I am looking up. So I ain't got nothing.
Are you a pumpkin spice girly, Bo?
No.
I am.
Yes. So all that's popping up is Castles in the Sky and Basement Lyric.
Yeah.
So
I was telling Bo off air beforehand, I got the bottled Starbucks Frappuccino pumpkin spice. I think is new this year.
Maybe.
Them doing this. And just like this and the iced coffee pumpkin spice that you can buy from them in like the grocery store, it's too much of the
Too much
this pumpkin spice flavoring.
Okay.
It just tastes too artificial and too sweet.
So what you
It's like when you get it at Starbucks, it's
Yeah.
better.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What you could do, like that's probably what it's supposed to taste like. And what you're getting at the place is like the messed up version because human error. Or they're just like, don't put so much in. Like,
I think that's
make
what
it
it
less sweet. But that's what they're doing, where that's supposed to be what it is, because that's like, it's a machine making that.
Yeah.
Where they're pouring in the right amount of everything.
It's just too much.
But what you could do is you could get the pumpkin spice, and then you could just get like regular, and then like mix. Like be like, 2 parts this, 1 part
2
that.
parts pumpkin spice, 1 part like mocha or whatever.
Yeah. Whatever you want. All right. So the band is KNOWER. All caps.
Yep.
KNOWER.
Yeah.
How
do you know KNOWER?
You know them already?
Yeah.
It popped up.
Did you think I didn't know them? You think I don't know KNOWER?
I figured you did, but I'm not gonna be presumptuous.
2 things. One, I just have heard of them because I have friends who are friends with them.
Okay.
And like also maybe performed with them. Like maybe are in some of their songs.
In
like
the band KNOWER.
Stuff.
In the duo of KNOWER, not just their members. Or the members.
So like I think I found out about KNOWER originally from friends posting about them.
Okay.
And the reason the friends were posting about them, not just because they like their music, you know, like I post a song or whatever, but because it's like, my friends, what is it, Lewis and Genevieve?
Yep.
They were like posting about Lewis Cole and Genevieve something.
Artadi.
Okay. But like posting in a way of like, oh, look at what my friends are doing. Like you would post about a band that you know, or like if you guys released new music, I would like, hey, check out my friend Bo's band or whatever.
Yeah.
So like that's how I first knew about them. And then like checked out some of their stuff. And then they are on Snarky Puppy's Family Dinner Volume 2.
Okay.
And the Family Dinner albums are where they collaborate with singers, or in this case, a whole band because it's 2 people.
Yeah.
And they sort of redo those people's songs through the lens of Snarky Puppy and then like with them performing. So, yeah.
Yeah, this just popped up in my feed. A bunch of like, it's weird how the discovery mode will work because like, it's like you listened to this thing the other day and we're going to give you things that are like that thing that you listened to the other day, but things that I haven't learned or heard. So recently in the discovery, I don't know why, because it's been like a couple weeks. Actually, no, it had been a week since I listened to a bunch of new metal, but like they were just spitting out new metal.
Okay.
It's like, here's Slipknot, here's Marilyn Manson, here's Rage Against the Machine, here's Korn. And it's just like, why are you giving me all this? And I was just skipping because like, I know this song. This song. This is not discovering. Obviously, it's probably because like, well, you haven't listened to it on Apple Music because you were listening to these songs on CDs in the 90s or early 2000s.
Yeah.
So, but then it was spitting out jazz for a little bit.
Okay.
So this is the jazz moment, which I have another.
Is it jazz?
Instrumental with more harmonically rich chords.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Who cares? It's a genre.
Sure. I just Googled KNOWER and then my friend Lauren just to like see what comes up. And like she has like performed with them in her bio.
There you go.
Like that's some of her credits.
Yeah.
And then there's like a show from like 2017 that KNOWER did in Anaheim, and she's part of the group.
Cool.
So she's her and then some other folks that have.
So she's in the band.
Sure, or she has performed with them.
If live. Let me see something here because I have this amazing feeling that I didn't. God damn it! That stop. We'll get.
There's also this group called. Oh, okay. So there's this group called Voasis, which I don't know that they exist anymore. Okay. They're an a cappella group, and Genevieve Artadi was in that group, along with my friend Lauren and this guy, and like some of the folks from a group called Impact, and it's like a bunch of other stuff. So, yeah, part of the connection.
All right, so this is when did this record come out? That's the next question. So the record is called KNOWER Forever, and it came out last October.
Okay,
October 2nd, 2023. And here's the song "Real Nice Moment."
Okay.
And then Lewis Cole on drums.
Yeah.
And then Genevieve singing and probably playing other things.
Yeah. It's kind of cool because like that synth, whatever, plucky thing.
Yep.
It's got like a touch of swing to it.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's got almost like the Dilla groove going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like that the vocals creep in there.
I might use this. I think I've used their songs before for But Is It Jazz?
Yeah.
But this one especially because this really got like the harmony, the harmonic stuff.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I feel like I see Lewis's name pop up a lot more on like featured on different things. Like,
Yeah.
as a drummer and stuff.
He
yeah.
worked with Jack Conte.
Yeah. Who's the one? Somebody's got a song called Lewis Cole Sucks that he plays on.
Yes.
Scary Goldings, which is
Scary Pockets and
Scary Pockets and Larry Goldings. Yeah.
what's your friend's name?
Lauren Batley. Loren. Yeah, she's a vocalist. She's out of LA.
And she would be
So like
just vocals, right?
yeah.
Okay, then she.
So I think just like when they've had, backing vocals or other things, like she's just been featured with them a few times. And like I said, her and Genevieve sang in that one group before. Lauren is also one of Michael Bublé's backup singers.
Cool.
Yeah, Lewis Cole's a really good drummer. You don't get to quite hear
Oh yeah.
all that he can do on this song, but of course you don't I really don't listen to much of these guys, or I haven't. I should though, because like every time I hear a song with them, I'm like, oh, I like that.
Yeah.
But then I haven't really like
You don't dive back in.
done the work. Yeah,
Yeah. Understood.
for no real reason.
Yeah. Time. That's the reason. I like that it switched to an acoustic piano.
Yeah, which is out of tune. Just part of its charm.
Yeah.
And like, it's like on the verge of being out of time as well.
Yeah. Especially there.
Well, that's just you're like laying back. Like I get that, but like, it's not till that run that it really feels like more locked in. And it's clearly on purpose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can't be so close to being out of time.
It's like even if you randomly chose true or false, you would be 50% correct.
Sure.
You can't get a 0% unless.
But it's like if you were out of time, you would be more out of time.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like.
I love that I like that they left that breath in.
Mm-hmm. What's the song called?
Real nice moment.
Sorry, what's the album called?
Nowhere Forever. So, do you know the connection that why I played Clowncore at the beginning?
Is Lewis Cole the drummer for Clowncore?
Supposedly.
That makes sense.
Yeah, he is the drummer of this song, Toilet. And this is also a duo. This is all one song.
Yeah. Who's playing saxophone?
That I don't like. They never tell who the members
Right.
are, but they're just like Lewis Cole's in that band.
Maybe it's Sam Gendel.
Yes, probably. So there's apparently lyrics to that song.
Okay.
Don't you ever turn my pizza inside out? Parentheses clown horn.
Mhm.
Calzone will not be tolerated.
Calzone.
In parentheses.
Yeah.
Clown horn. You have no idea what I'm capable of. And the song is called Toilet.
There you go. Two other people that I know are featured on Knower Forever
Yeah.
in the choir.
Cool.
Yeah, because I was like just looking at the album credits.
Must be nice.
Also, Sam Gendel is a sax player who's featured on a lot of Knower stuff.
Yeah, it
That's why
probably
I
is
brought
him.
him up. Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
Mono Neon's on a couple tracks.
Yeah, as a bass.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, guys. We appreciate you listening. If you
Yep.
have a theme you'd like to give us,
Like Clowncore.
like clowncore. Well, no, like a theme would be like, I want, like, think abstract, like super abstract. Like what song would fit in this scene? Or red, just like a color. Be like, what's a red song to you?
Songs by the band Red.
Sure.
Boy Baruch, Red, Living in Black and White by Under Oath.
Songs off of the record Red by Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Or the Red EP from the Deer Hunter. See, there's millions of ideas
Yeah,
that we
great.
could like pull things up. So like, give us some pretty cool themes if you'd like. Like, subscribe, join our Discord, do all the fun things. We would love.
Yep. What episode is this?
This is 196, which
All right,
means in 4
200
episodes,
is coming up.
200 is
in a
coming up,
month.
and we've got
An idea.
an idea. We've got a theme,
Yeah.
and you're gonna hear
You're gonna
6
hear it.
songs.
6.
Yeah, 3
That
from
was
you,
it.
3 from me.
Thought we said 4.
4
talk about
total?
it. We'll talk about it.
Well, 6 because of the 2 other thing.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
My mistake.
But we're not gonna listen to like 2 of them all the way through.
No, you'll hear. You'll find out.
All right, so see ya next week.
All right.
Same.
On the Flippity Flop.
Bye.
Bye.